Hey there blues fans, this is John with the Blues Guitar Institute, and here's your Tuesday Blues lesson number 49. Alright, so that little jam is really inspired by an email that I received from BGI member Teddy Appert. Teddy was basically saying that, he finds himself really at home in the key of E, but if his friends are jamming and they do something in a different key, he feels a little lost. This email got me really thinking, what can I do in a different key? And so I dropped my E string down to D and I started thinking in the key of D, and that little jam sort of came out of that that little practice session of mine. So what I want you to do is to think about this as a way to you kind of springboard yourself into different keys. If you're stuck in E or stuck in any other key, hopefully you're not stuck in D, because this will be more D, but anyway, if you're stuck in a key, think about ways to get out of it. And this is what happened when I was really thinking about getting out of the key of E, which I'm in quite frequently. So let's take a deeper look at the lick and I'll break it down for you. Here we go. Alright, so what I'm doing to break this thing down is I like to focus in a couple different areas. One, there's the rhythm piece, which is really centered around this D chord, which again I'm tuned down with my low 6 string is D. So you can strum through and hold this D. You don't necessarily want to hit the E in this case, the first string, but you can strum from a 6th string all the way up to the 2nd string, and it'll sound nice and cool, real bluesy, kind of swampy sound here. But anyway, that all works, and this is based highly on rhythm, but then also a little lick that comes in there. So let's take a peek at the rhythm part, and then we'll look at the lick that kind of ends it out. So here we go. So this is the main rhythm. I'm just kind of making a pick with my fingernail here, but sometimes you'll see me get into it and just kind of, and I'm just kind of slapping the strings with these 3 fingers. Some of you may be familiar with claw hammers, a style of just kind of, just kind of hitting the thumb and then just letting the fingers just kind of relax and fall. That's kind of the technique here. But I did gloss over one fact, and that's that there is a super sweet bluesy note in the middle of this thing, right there. You do a little strum vamp here, then you hit this note, which is the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and it's a really, really bluesy note in this case because it's the flat 7 if you're looking at the key of D. And then let's bend up, just a 1/4 bend on that thing, and it's going to set us up real nicely to go back to the D chord. Hear how awesome that sounds? That just like pulls you right into the D chord. And there's the lick part. So there's the second piece of this, and it's working mainly with my middle finger here to do the fret work and to play this lick, and it's based around the 3rd fret. And there's some really cool notes in the context of a D jam here. And the first one is the 3rd fret on the 4th string. So we're going to do another one of those bluesy 1/4 step bends, which is just putting a little bit of a pull on it. In this case, pull. I say pull because I'm pulling down actually is the motion, but really you're bending up in pitch just ever so slightly. So really focus on that. I like to think of it as just like a little cry on the note, just a little something extra. So that's the first part. So then we do a pull off from the 3rd fret to the open 5th string, and then we do another bluesy 1/4 step bend on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then strum through to the open 6th string. Alright, so here this is, played kind of slowly for you. right, so there you go. There's a little something different for you. This thing's definitely got a funky groove going to it, and it's really going to stretch your rhythm skills and ability. I mean, the licks that are involved here, they're not a million notes in them. They just, you're really going to practice moving in and out of a chord rhythm and a lick and staying in time. So practice slow, and I realize this thing is going to be tough to practice at a super slow tempo. You just really want to get in the groove. There's a driving beat just kind of built into this thing, but I really recommend that you try and start slow and then gradually move up to a really comfortable solid tempo. So I hope you dig that, and this is something really cool that you can do to kind of get out of E blues territory for a minute and just get this sort of swampy acoustic blues thing going, and maybe this will give you something different to do when you're jamming with your friends. So thanks so much for a great question, Teddy. I really appreciate that, and I'm sure that this is going to help everybody else out there in BGI land. So thanks again, and listen, everybody, practice up with this, and give me a shout on the website if you have any questions about it, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.